For so long, I wanted to go out on my own, just quit my job and leave. But I knew I couldn't just quit without a plan. I didn't have enough savings built up, and my day job was so busy, I really couldn't get my side hustle going at the same time. It was so difficult to try to figure out what to do. But ultimately, I ended up doing something that I had never considered, which was going part-time with my last job. I was in great standing with my job. I was working really hard, doing good work. So I had kind of the leverage to be able to go to my boss and ask for kind of a thing that nobody else had really done before. By reducing my hours and kind of shifting the scope of my work, I was able to start the transition to where I am now, working freelance full-time. Now, of course, this comes with some pretty important considerations. Don't do this, right? Unless you are really serious about trying to go full-time with your own business and this is your first step. First, this allowed me to really be able to maintain a salary while opening up the pathway to get my freelance business off the ground. But I did have to sacrifice. My pay went way down, like 50% down, and I really had to tighten my budget to be able to make it work. The other thing to keep in mind, I lost my health insurance and my retirement benefits. Okay. So when I went part-time, I had to go out, get my own healthcare on the marketplace, shout out Obamacare, and I had to start contributing to my own retirement account. I had already had it open, but I wasn't contributing to it. So I had to start putting my own money away into my own 401k. Like I said, this is not for the unserious. If you are gonna consider taking this route, and I'm gonna talk a lot more in detail about what going part-time looks like in my Freelance Freedom course that I'm launching in November, I would not recommend doing it unless you are really serious about going eventually full-time with your freelance business. Now, although my hours did go down with my job working part-time, overall, I wasn't working less. I was spending that extra time working on getting my first freelance client, which I worked with on the side until I was able to get more hours with the client as I was winding down my work at my job. And you know what's great? Eventually, my job became a client too. I was able to go freelance with my previous employer, and therefore they were able to help me continue to grow my business in that way as well. Now, obviously, this is a lot. We're talking about going part-time. We're talking about turning the job into a client. I have so much more to share about this, so much more detailed information for people who want to follow in the same path. Like I said, I'm launching my Freelance Freedom course in November. Go ahead, visit the link in my bio or in the caption to sign up for my newsletter. People on the newsletter are going to be the first to find out how and when to sign up for the course. I also have my free downloadable worksheet, 7 questions you need to ask yourself when you're serious about freelancing. So that's another very important resource to get you started on this path. Let me know, what questions do you have about this? Have you ever thought about going part-time at your job? Have you been able to successfully turn your employer into a client? Let me know in the comments.